The Teachers Academy waives students' tuition, and in return, they commit to teaching in Arizona for as many years as they receive scholarships, mainly in low income Title I schools. Combined enrollment more than doubled in its first 2 years, from about 220 students to more than 450. A breakdown of that shows during the last school year, ASU awarded scholarships to 276 students. NAU awarded 160 scholarships, and the U of A awarded 28 scholarships. Now there's room to grow enrollment to 3,000. In May, legislators approved $15 million in funding for the Teachers Academy. We learn more about the program's impact from Arizona Board of Regents Chair Ron Schupman. We should disclose the Regents hold a license to this station.
How is the state able to pay for this?
It comes out of the general fund. If you poll Arizonans, one thing they will tell you is they want quality education for the children of this state. Most initiatives to try to put more funding into education get passed by the voters. And I think this is a good example of we've had no feedback that I'm aware of that anybody's critical of this program. Mostly applause.
Across the country, schools suffer from teachers who maybe 1 to 3 years they leave the teaching career because it's just not something they decide they really want to do. In Arizona, we still have teachers who are leaving the profession. So if you leave after receiving this scholarship, are you on the hook to reimburse the state?
You are. For every year that you fail to fulfill, you'll owe the state back the equivalent amount of money spent on your education.
This looks different at various universities, Arizona State University, U of A. Help me understand why it's maybe offered differently in different programs.
The best thing about a quality program is that it allows the individual institutions to personalize it, to make it fit their programs. U of A has an outstanding master's degree program for teachers. This program allows U of A to do that. NAU really does a lot of work in local communities. Grow your own teacher, and they'll go and put that teacher through training, and that teacher will remain in that community. ASU gets more into early childhood, special needs. All three of them do the basic 4-year bachelor's degree teacher, but each one of them has the ability to innovate, and I think that's a really good characteristic of the program.
Any concern that maybe this sounds a little too good to be true? You get people who think, oh, I can go to a university debt-free, and then I realize I don't like it, and you run into getting the wrong people in front of students.
We find that teachers and people who want to teach are passionate not about the money they're going to make, they're passionate about helping children. Now it's up to us and the school districts to provide the environment for those teachers to prosper. And that's been a problem. Quality leadership in our schools, quality leadership in our districts with fully qualified teachers is the recipe that we're looking for. We want an environment that supports those teachers, and all of us as citizens can do our part. Teachers get criticized for poor performance of students. They get more criticized today than probably at any time in history than my memory. So one of the reasons teachers leave is a failure to feel respected. And when you watch what a teacher goes through today, it's much different and much more challenging than in the past. Teachers want to stay in the classroom. They have the passion to do so if the environment is right.
How do you define success when you think of the Teachers Academy? Where do you see it going?
Well, the success was getting the $15 million this year in order to allow us to grow the program. We doubled, we're about 464 students now in the program, and we're looking to have 3,000 as soon as we can fill that pipeline. This allocation, thanks to Governor Ducey and the legislature, will allow us to grow the program to 3,000 teachers a year, and we have the capacity to grow it beyond that if needed.
So far, is this making a dent in Arizona's teacher shortage?
I think it's making a difference. We've got 180 teachers in the classroom now that we didn't have before. And you really change children's lives one teacher at a time. We know that a couple of years in a classroom with an unqualified teacher really hurts that student's chances of success. For every year that we can put qualified teachers in front of them, it is probably the single greatest investment this state could make is to ensure that we have an education system from early childhood to post-secondary that is quality at every level of that pipeline, and we can make sure that we address one of Arizona's real challenges, and that is getting more children fully educated and beyond high school. That's a real important thing that we're not as good at as we need to be.
Okay, Chairman Ron Schupman from the Arizona Board of Regents, thank you.
Thank you.